Oklahoma, a state of mind.
Hey, Buzzheads and Okies, Curtis Tucker here with Okie Buzz and another episode. I believe this is episode number 5. So if you guys hear something in this episode or you remember something and you're wanting to try to go back and see what it is, write down episode 5. So I appreciate you guys. The listenership numbers have gone up, so I really appreciate you guys listening to the show and checking in on the Facebook page. If you have not liked the Facebook page, please like or follow that page. Check out the website. I am a little behind on the website, and I do not have the calendar filled out yet, but as soon as I get that calendar filled out, it's going to be smooth sailing. It'll just be a matter of keeping it updated with all of the new stuff. There's just so much stuff right now that it's going to take me a little while to get everything on there first. So I think what we're going to, and then I've got some guests lined up. We'll be doing an interview with Lance West, the old TV guy. Now he's got a new adventure going on. And then I also will be interviewing Chloe Beth from Enid, Oklahoma. And she is out in Nashville, just released a single and has an album coming out. So we'll get her on. And then I think I'm also going to be using one of the new podcasting software where you, instead of me just videoing on my phone, I'll be able to, well, and I'll continue to do that, but when I have a guest, I'll have like a split screen and I'll be interviewing them so you can see both of us at the same time, or whichever one of us is, it'll flip between whichever one of us is talking, rather than me just sitting here when somebody's on the phone. So that's coming soon. As soon as I get that all set up, then I will get a hold of those people and get them on the show. So keep listening to the show. I appreciate you. Please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcasting app, and then also subscribe to the Curtis Tucker YouTube channel. And that's where I put these videos for right now. You guys can hit me up, email me at buzz@buzzheadmedia.com. Still looking for some advertisers, somebody that would love to sponsor this new venture that I've got going on here. So get in early before it gets too big and lock in on a pretty good price. Hit me up, buzz@buzzheadmedia.com. So let's jump in. I still don't have everything down 100% what's going to go on, but I think what I'm going to do is start out with, because I am centered here in Enid, Oklahoma, I'll do a few Enid events, and then I'll do a few new events, and then I'll do kind of what events are coming up, like the most recent, what's coming up like the next couple of weeks. And then I'll leave you guys can go to the website and the calendar to get anything beyond that. So that'll kind of be the format. And then I'll mix in some interviews with people, some maybe food, shopping reviews along the way, museum art, things like that. So don't forget to, the cool thing too is you can go back, I don't know, I would say at least 2 or 3 episodes and still catch a lot of the stuff that's coming up. So these aren't going to be evergreen episodes where you're going to want to listen to an episode a year from now, because of course everything will be done, but they should still be good for probably a week or two. So if you miss an episode, you can go ahead and binge a couple episodes. So let's hop in to what's going on in Enid, Oklahoma this weekend. I'm going to try to make the, nothing, really small things like that. But we do have, if you guys didn't know, Enid has dirt track racing. And so the Enid Speedway started last weekend. They've got another race this weekend. So if you guys have not seen dirt track racing, where they just basically go around in a circle, get over here to Enid on Saturday night, and they're going to have the USL sprints and factory stock, things like that. The races kick off at 7:30. So come check out the Enid Speedway. We've got Demolition Derby going on at the Expo Center on Saturday night. And then we've got Igor Lipinski. He's actually a pianist from Norman, and he travels all over the world. He plays all of these classical songs on his piano, but then he also mixes in illusions and comedy. And he is going to be in Enid this Saturday at the Stride Bank Center. So you can get on their website and get tickets to that. And those are kind of the big events going on here in Enid. So we would love to have you guys travel to Enid and check out all the things that we've got going on. As far as new things that I've added to the Okie Buzz Facebook page, we've got the Tulsa Performing Arts Center is presenting Broadway Senior. It's a one-of-a-kind program connecting adults age 60 and over. That'd be me, even though I don't feel like it. And they're trying to connect them with live theater. And so what they're going to be doing is putting on Singing in the Rain, and they're going to do that at a whole bunch of venues across the state, all the way from April 9th, which is tomorrow night, all the way through May 30th. And so I've got a list of those. Like May 30th will be the Philbrook Museum. April 23rd is the Gathering Place in Tulsa. So check that it is the Tulsa Performing. So all those it's all different areas in Tulsa. So check that out. That ought to be pretty cool. And then I've got a list of Tower Theater in Oklahoma City. They've released a lot of their concerts from now until the end of the year. And, we've got Ray Berger coming June 25th, Devin the Dude on July 9th, Chris Travis on July 11th, Sun Kill Moon on July 19th, a Liverpool Legends, which is a great Beatles tribute, September 24th. And just a lot more. And I've got a list of all those there on the Okie Buzz Facebook page. We've also got the DiamondStone Music Festival coming up, and that is in Tahlequah. And they are going to be having 3 days of music, river floats, camping on the Illinois, and it's right there at the Diamond Head Resort. If you guys have never been over there, get over there and check it out. Just doing the daily floats would be fun enough, but combine that with 3 days of music and camping, and it should be a great time over there. So Tahlequah, look that up. I don't have a link for some reason on that. I'll try to get a link to that. And then today, or was it yesterday? Yesterday was the Oklahoma Film and Music Day at the Capitol, so we've missed that. But I did have that posted on the Facebook page, so you guys could have gone to that. So be sure and check. There will be some stuff that I will be posting on the Okie Buzz Facebook page that might just pop up, or things that you want to know. So try to check it daily, because there will be some cool stuff on there. An announcement, how about Billy Idol coming to Oklahoma? He's going to be at the BOK Center on September 22nd. Tickets are going to go on sale this Friday at 12 p.m. You can get on the BOK website and get those. But Billy Idol, that should be a great show coming to Oklahoma. Then I've got a little thing on there. The Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame and Museum, they are putting together or creating a statue of Merle Haggard, and they've got some video and some updates on what that statue is looking like, and it is pretty cool. And let's see, he was the first inductee into that Hall of Fame in 1997, and that's why they're doing the statue. So basically, I've got the video. I've shared the video of that on the Okie Buzz Facebook page, so you kind of get to see that, kind of an art thing there. So check that out. Here's kind of a cool thing. At the Civic Center Music Hall, they're having a conversation with C.S. Lewis Beyond the Wardrobe, and it's a reflection on the faith and imagination of C.S. Lewis. You'll enjoy anecdotes of Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien and the bond that they had. And it is Gregory Williams Welsh is the one playing C.S. Lewis. It's kind of a Chautauqua type deal if you guys have ever been to a Chautauqua. So that ought to be really cool, and that is in Oklahoma City. Then we've got Buckethead, an evening with Buckethead, June 11th, a rare performance. You get to check out his guitar playing there at Kane's Ballroom, and you can get tickets at the Kane's Ballroom website. And again, that is June 11th. Should be a great music there. Then we've got some cool hot air balloon. Oklahoma has maybe more hot air balloon festivals than you think. Now, definitely not as big as Albuquerque, but we do have some. One of them we've got coming up is the Route 66 Balloon Festival and Parkhurst Pumpkin Patch. It's going to take place in Arcadia, and that's part of the whole Route 66 celebration and everything. And it's going to be 5 days, September 23rd through the 27th. So you'll be able to get your pumpkins there and also see over a dozen hot air balloons. They're going to have a kite show, helicopter rides, tethered balloon rides, food trucks, vendors market, art walk, live music, and a ton more. And then there's another Route 66. Well, for some reason, that's not showing up. Wow. Huh. Could have sworn I had both of those on there. There is another balloon festival. Let me see if I can get it to pop up. I can't. I must have forgot to... How odd. Sorry, guys. I could have sworn I had both of those listed. Well, there is another... balloon festival. I believe it's in Kellyville. I wonder where I posted that at. Oh, heck. And then I've also got a live, I shared the live feed from the Mercury Lounge in Tulsa because they have a lot of live music there. So check that out. But I'm going to go to a different page real quick. I may have accidentally posted that other balloon fest on one of my other pages. I've been flipping back and forth through pages so much here lately that I'm updating like 5 or 6 pages throughout the day. And no, I didn't put it there. So that's not it. Let me check a couple more real quick, and then we'll move on to something new. One more. That's very strange. I don't know where I must have... Sometimes I get distracted, like the phone will ring, or I'll have to leave my studio for a minute, and then when I get back, I think I have posted something, and I didn't, and I think that may have been what happened. I thought I had posted it, and when I got back, I hadn't. So anyway, I'll have all that on the calendar pretty soon. Now let's go and we'll just talk about some of the events coming up here pretty soon. We've got GWAR. If you guys know who GWAR is, they are going to be at Kane's Ballroom on April 9th, which would be tomorrow night. If you're listening to this podcast or watching, it's April 9th today, and they'll be there tonight at the Kane's Ballroom. And then tomorrow night, or let's say Friday night, April 10th, Little Big Town will be in concert at the WinStar World Casino in Thackerville. And they have been to Enid at the Stride Bank Center. I got to see them there. So check them out. They've got the Oklahoma Opry going on this weekend, April 11th at the ACM at UCO in Bricktown. Fun time, great music. Check that out. ZZ Top coming back in concert April 11th at the WinStar World Casino down in Thackerville. Always a great time to see ZZ Top. Anybody heard of the Happy Misfits? They're going to be in Oklahoma at the Tower Theater. Have you guys seen a concert at the Tower Theater. I have not. It is in Oklahoma City. I would love to get over there and see a concert, but the Happy Fits, and they're bringing their Lovesick tour to the Tower Theater. So check that out. We've got Cruisin 23rd. If you guys haven't been to 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, they've really improved it, and also working on Walker and 23rd. So a lot of improvements there, but they're going to have the Cruisin 23rd Route 66 Centennial Celebration on April 11th. They're going to have a block party, 23rd block party, live music with DJ Lightbright, local vendors, vintage fire truck, all kinds of stuff. And that is at 2416 North Walker. So check that out. We got Colt Ford coming in concert this weekend, April 11th at the Osage Event Center. That is in Tulsa. You can get tickets for that by going to their website. Chris Thile in concert at the McKnight Center for the Performing Arts in Stillwater. That is April 11th. A lot of stuff going on April 11th this weekend. And then on April 12th, we've got the Greenleaf Old Time Music Festival going on at Braggs, Oklahoma. And that is at the Greenleaf State Park. They will have all kinds of fun stuff going on there. American Fiddle and Dance Tunes with performances from internationally known artists. Toe tapping performances. So if you like guitar, banjo, and fiddles, that is going to be the place to be. Braggs, Oklahoma. I don't think I have been to Braggs, Oklahoma. Also on April 12th, we've got Bob Childers Gypsy Cafe happening in multiple venues in Stillwater. There's going to be 5 different venues throughout Stillwater, and it's that red dirt genre of music. Start the day at Wormy Dogs, and then they're going to have other stuff. Wormy Dog, Salty Bronc, Dirty Rooster, and George's Stables will all have music and stuff going on. So check that out. That'll be fun. Also on April 12th, we got the Round Barn Rendezvous. If you guys have not been to the Round Barn in Arcadia, this would be a reason to go. Other than just driving by and taking a picture of it, you can actually spend some time there. They are going to have local artists. They're going to fill the barn with the sound of acoustic music once a month, and it's the Round Barn Rendezvous. So check that out. A hayloft on the second floor of the barn. Enjoy jam sessions featuring country, bluegrass, folk, and Americana. Hot drinks and cookies will be provided. So that's going to be a fun time. A lot of stuff going on April 12th. And then we jump over to April 17th. And so I'm going to stop with the stuff coming up right there. And again, I will eventually get all of these items on the calendar. And then I'm going to pop over to the Okie Buzz website. So don't forget to go to okiebuzz.com and bookmark it, and please check it out. Now, unfortunately, I do only have one item on the calendar because I was trying to get it all set up. But it is the 30th anniversary of the Twister movie. Just want to throw a reminder out there because they are going to have actors from the Twister movie. They are going to be there. Pretty much every storm chaser anywhere around is going to be there. It is going to be a great time in Wakita, and you guys get to check out the museum. There's going to be T-shirts and music and vendors and games and all kinds of stuff, but you're going to get to meet a whole bunch of, especially storm chasers and things. And then I'm going to go over a couple of the things that I don't think I've gotten I haven't even gotten the 4th podcast episode on the website, but some of the things that we've gone over before. One night with Reba McEntire has that already? No, that's coming up tomorrow. Well, tonight or tomorrow night, whatever night you're listening. I think that's probably sold out. I would think that would be hard to get tickets to that in Atoka, one night deal. Then we've got the festival, OKC Festival of the Arts coming up. And that is a huge annual event, and the dates on that are April 23rd through 26th. So write that on your calendar because you're going to want to get to downtown Oklahoma City for that. The Wallflowers will be in Tulsa on May 2nd, and that's going to be a really cool deal. At the Tulsa Theater, I saw them when they first came to Oklahoma. They actually came to Stillwater back in the day after they had released Bringing Down the Horse, and I saw them in Stillwater, and that was a great concert to see in Gallagher-Iba. So they're coming, and then a couple of the other things. Thomas Rhett will be at the BOK Center September 19th. You'll want to get tickets for that. And so those are kind of some of the big concerts that I've already got, and those are on the website. They're just not on the calendar yet. So what I'll do is when something new comes out, a new concert or a festival or something, I'll put it on the blog. And if you want to advertise your concert or your event or your festival, I will, part of what you're paying for is I will stick it to the homepage of okiebuzz.com. And so when people go there, there'll be a whole area of featured events, and yours will be in the featured events. And other than that, there's kind of a blog part. And each time I add a new event or a new podcast episode, those drop down, and that's just where you'll go to check out the new events. That way you'll know what's new. But then if you want to know what's coming up on the next couple of weekends that you want to go visit, that's what'll be on the calendar. And you can find everything by date on the calendar. So, and then interviews and things like that will also be put on the blog. And then, like I say, you can either go to, let me click on this real quick. You can go to your favorite podcasting app and listen to the podcast, or you can, if you go to okiebuzz.com and you click on the podcast button, I will have a list of all of the events, most of the events that I've talked about for that week listed on there. And then I will embed this audio podcast and also embed the video podcast from YouTube. So you can basically just go to Okie Buzz and see everything there. This episode, episode 5, I'm gonna have to try to remember everything that I put on there. So I will try to keep a pretty good idea of all the events that I've talked about. So I would love to hear some feedback from you guys. Again, still trying to figure out exactly everything that I'm going to be doing on here. And so I'm probably going to try to keep most of the episodes, to around 25, 30 minutes. But when I have a guest, I'll probably end up doing the guest for 20 to 30 minutes and then doing this part where I'm telling you the event. So those may be, I don't know, those will either be two separate. I may just make those two. Actually, I think I'll make those two separate podcast episodes, because that way you don't have to sit through all of the events that may have already happened if you're wanting to listen to an interview with somebody that I might have interviewed a couple of months back. And that way the interviews will be podcast episode in themselves. And you guys can listen to, if you just want to listen to interviews and not any of the other stuff, you can listen to that. So I am going to make it a priority to try to, interview a whole bunch of interesting people from all over the state. And it's all going to be pretty much entertainment based, creative things that they're doing. There'll probably be some entrepreneurs that I will interview, some business owners, some chefs, things like that, but I will try to keep it all entertainment, lifestyle related. So look for that. And like I said, I don't know which one's going to be first. It'll either be Lance West or Chloe Beth will be, one of those two will be the first interview. And hopefully I'll get that in the next week or two. So again, appreciate you guys checking in. Thanks for listening to the podcast. You guys can email me at buzz@buzzheadmedia.com. Give me ideas. Tell me, you know, what's bad, what's good, what other things you'd like to hear about. One other thing I'm going to pitch real quick before I get off of this episode is I've also started another venture, another thing, and it's called Enid Eclipse. And we're going to have a major total solar eclipse go over Oklahoma on August 12th, 2045. And I would like to get a whole bunch of people to come to Enid to stand in the path of totality and enjoy the total solar eclipse in Enid. Now, it is going to go through a lot of basically eastern, well, northwest all the way to eastern. So, I think it's swiping through Tulsa. I don't know who's going to have more total darkness, Enid or Tulsa. I may have to look that up, or it may be about the same, but we're going to have over 5 minutes of total darkness here in Enid. The thing about Tulsa is it's going to be big and crowded, lots of cars. Enid will be fun, a little bit more intimate, and just a fun time. So go to Enid Eclipse Facebook page, and you can keep up with all the information there. This is going to be a fun, big event. I've been to the Path of Totality for the 2017 total solar eclipse. I went to Fairmont, Nebraska, and then I was at the 2024 total solar eclipse. I went over to Russellville, Arkansas, and then I actually live in Enid, so I don't even have to go anywhere. I'll be 82 years old, but I plan on being, for my third, which not many people get to see 3 total solar eclipses in the Path of Totality. I've also got a couple of t-shirts that I'll be selling for that I'd like people to buy now to remind people and to increase excitement for that, to come to Oklahoma. Maybe you don't come to Enid, but maybe you come to Oklahoma to watch the eclipse. And I will also have enideclipse.com up and running pretty soon. So that's another little side thing that I've got going. But again, appreciate you guys. Please let me know if you're a company out there, a casino, a business, an event venue that would like to advertise and help support Okie Buzz as I get this thing going. Let me know. And you guys have a great evening. And we'll see you next time. Episode 5 in the books.